So The Last Faith is a 2D pixel art, dark, and atmospheric game that blends Metroidvania elements with Souls-like combat. You explore a vast interconnected world, battle changeling enemies, and uncover hidden secrets as you try to survive. In a world where faith has died, a new darkness begins to rise. The Last Faith demo is now currently available on Steam, and it's a must-play for fans of Metroidvania and Souls-like games. But man, this is no ordinary game. In The Last Faith, you will face nightmarish enemies that are outright hates your guts, uncover hidden secrets due to its complex level design. So let's move on over to the premise of what you'll be playing with this game. Starting out, you can play up to 4 combat styles. In the demo, you can play the Brawler or the Stargazer. Your boy chose the Stargazer. The game starts with you wake up in a dark, gothic city. You don't know who you are or how you even got there. But you quickly learn that the city is quite overrun by monsters. You will need to use your sword and as well as firearm to fight your way throughout the city and uncover its secrets. The Last Faith is quite a challenging game, but it's also incredibly rewarding. The combat is fast-paced and as well as fluid, and the enemies are all very unique and can be challenging. I died quite a few times going up against multitudes of them. The game also has a lot of exploration to offer, with plenty of secret areas to find and new items to be able to discover. But let's go on to the user experience and the user interface. So let's talk about the menu. So in your equipment, you can hold up to 5 item slots, carry up to 3 charms, hold at least 2 weapons, and as well as 2 spells, and a stigma, which the stigma is essentially your way of being able to parry in the game. There are 3 HUDs that you can also keep in mind. So in the top left, you have your health, mana, and as well as your focus meter. In the top right, you have souls that you'll collect from fallen enemies. There you go. That's the Souls-like part for you. And bottom left, you have your inventory, which you can be able to swap in and out of different weapons and different spells, and as well as different items while you're on the fly. But speaking about spell slinging and sword slashing, let's actually talk about the combat. So the Last Faith world is full of secrets. Like I said earlier, you will need to explore thoroughly and find hidden paths to reach brand new areas. Progress through the game kind of gives you that Symphony of the Night kind of vibe, or any of the old Castlevanias. There are also a variety of items to collect, including new weapons and armor. I've collected up to, I believe, 3 different weapons and another extra firearm as well, and a couple of different spells. There are also a variety of items, like I said, healing potions and different vials to be able to heal yourself. You know, you got your way, these crystal rocks that allows you to increase and refill up your actual focus meter to allow you to do your spell-based attacks. And you can also utilize the souls that you have gained to upgrade your character, very Souls-like. The combat in The Last Faith is challenging and rewarding, right? You need to learn how to dodge properly and learn how to parry enemy attacks, as well as, of course, manage your resources carefully, because the crazy part about it is this game is brutal. So if you go into different fights and you're not fully upgradable with your equipment or your items, then you're gonna have a hell of a hard time. Like I said, there are quite a variety of weapons and armor to choose from, each with its own unique strength and weaknesses. I like the great sword that has a great overhead swings, good range, and it got a good damage. The sword is quite fast, probably the fastest weapon that I played in the demo. And with each weapon, you gain a secondary ability. Reminds me of the trick weapons in Bloodborne. Every time you use the second ability, it drains your focus, but you do get rewarded with extra damage, extra little bit of bonuses. Like the greatsword actually added a secondary stat on top of the normal base damage, which helped killing enemies much faster. But you will die in this game. I tell you what, you will die in this game. And just like any other Souls game, any other Metroidvania, you will die. But when you die, of course, you go up to the last area to where you were killed, and you will be able to get your souls back, similar to that of most any of the Souls games out there. Now, moving on to the level design. The level design, like I said, will be reminiscent to any Castlevania or Metroid based game. It has a very vertical and even horizontal. Like, there's so much that you can go through, and there is of course plenty amounts of backtracking. So you might go to this side of the map over here, grab some item that actually helps you unlock that side of the map. You'll be always backtracking, so just keep that in mind. Your map's going to be your best friend when you're playing this game. You can also fast travel from the major checkpoints, because you get two forms of checkpoints. You get your major checkpoints, which is basically behind this massive altar. Then you have your temporary checkpoints, which are just smaller checkpoints that only are, you can't fast travel to them, but if you die, you can respawn back at that fast travel point. Now, your very first boss battle in this demo. Now, of course, it being a demo, we don't know how far or early on in the game that we already is, but you've come across your first boss named Dr. Riddle, and man, is he a tough cookie. At the time of me recording this video, I have yet to still beat him, and I accidentally closed up the game and I realized that I had to start all over, so that's gonna be a pain in the ass. But I can talk a little bit about him. He is perfectly well designed. He caused me a hell of a lot of trouble. He is a two-part fight. Once you get down his first part of his health, and it's not like some of the newer Dark Souls games where, like, oh, you kill him like halfway and all of a sudden he transforms, he becomes harder. No, he literally gains a whole new health bar once you get past the first part of that. And let's just say learning how his attacks work, make sure I'm dodging in time, understanding his attacks, it was overall very overwhelming. But once I slowed down and actually start to really pay attention to how he worked, he wasn't too bad. But definitely out the first couple of deaths, I was like, man, this motherfucker hard. This dude is insane. But let's move on over to what I felt about the overall graphics and the sound design that the game has. So overall, throughout the demo, you met a couple of NPCs, and honestly, I would say the voice acting is astounding, right? The voice acting is amazing. I like that it really fits the vibe that the game is trying to give you, like that dark Victorian era style. Enemies have a unique sound design as well to them, which really helps in the immersion of the game as well, while the soundtrack that plays behind it all gives this vibe of dread and feeling that everything is all lost and you being the last final hope of that humanity has, or should I say the last faith in the player character. The areas are dark and gloomy, gives you that Lovecraftian, like I said, that Victorian era architecture for the buildings and style of art. But overall, the demo for The Last Faith is quite impressive. The game has a dark and atmospheric world, challenging and rewarding combat, plenty of secrets to discover. If you are a fan of Metroidvania and Soulslike games, then I highly recommend checking out the demo. The Last Faith is available now on Steam. Be sure to check it out. It is supposed to release around November 13th. Yeah, November 15th, actually, 2023. So, I'll let you go. Be sure to check it out and let me know what you guys think in the comment section below about this Metroidvania. Will you guys be playing it? How impressed are you guys by it, or are you not impressed at all? I want to hear about it in the comment section below. But as always, it's been your host, KISDTV, here at Chaotic Inc., signing out. Peace.
Manifest, I don't sleep, that's so weak, don't plan to rest. I'm from a hood where you die if you don't pack a vest. No culinary degrees, but whipping crack the best. Chefing, hard times taught lessons. Praying every night to pull up in park Benzes. What's my home is what you call trenches. You wouldn't last a day seeing life through all lenses. It's all tension, no sun, and rain and plenty. Full-time job, still can never make a penny. I ain't rapping